欢迎收看，
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 欢迎收看
宁化区块链，
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 宁化区块链，宁化区块链，
宁化区块链，
宁化区块链。
The program exclusively titled by EOSLAOMAO. EOSLAOMAO focus on EOS ecology.
Hello， 大家好，我是韦宁，欢迎收看宁化区块链第3季。上一季我们采访了10个以中国为主的 EOS 超级节点竞选团队，他们为我们清晰地描绘出 EOS 在主网上线前的样子。这一季，我为大家邀请到了来自全球不同国家的 EOS 超级节点竞选团队，一同勾勒出主网上线后的 EOS， 并在每周解答大家一个最关心的问题。今天我们要讨论的话题是 ECAF EOS 核心仲裁论坛。虽然 EOS 白皮书中有提到过仲裁，但是社区中还是有很多人并不知道仲裁的存在以及仲裁员的权限。所以今天节点们将围绕仲裁这个话题阐述他们的观点。
Today we're talking about the nature of arbitration. When developing software, we need to expect the best but be prepared for the worst. That is why EOSIO software is not just a blockchain, but a system which has several components. The governance is a keystone in EOSIO and is our safeguard when things don't work as expected. The arbitration forum such as ECAF is the only one that we have at the moment and is the default option for EOSIO. But the nature of the arbitration itself demands that multiple arbitration forums will pop up from the EOS community in the near future. Each one is specialized in a particular dApp or a particular business. dApps, for example, can state in the recurrent contract that their disputes are going to be resolved by a specific arbitration forum. This opens the door for conflict resolution within the dApp community, where referent users who clearly understand the issues in their community can become arbitrators. Thank you.
EOS는 독특한 거버넌스 구조를 가지고 있습니다. 거버넌스는 공동으로 의사결정을 하고 결정된 사항을 이행하며 의사결정 방식을 수정하는 역할을 합니다. EOS는 21개의 블록 프로듀서들에 의해 관리가 되는데요. 이들은 블록을 생성하고 시스템을 운영한 대가로 EOS 토큰을 보상받습니다. 블록 프로듀서는 중재자와 토큰 소유자들과 서로를 검증하며 EOS 생태계를 만들어 나갑니다. EOS 생태계 내에서 헌법 또는 리카드리안 계약서를 위반한 경우 중재를 받게 됩니다. 중재 기관은 헌법 또는 스마트 계약서에 준거하여 중재를 하게 되는데요. 이러한 공동의 의사 결정을 EOS 거버넌스라고 합니다.
Hey everybody, this is Kevin Rose. I'm co-founder and head of community for EOS New York. Now, arbitration is an alternative form of dispute resolution that's internationally recognized by 159 countries ever since the United Nations New York Convention in 1958. Now, arbitration is essentially when two parties to a dispute consent to a third party, or arbitrator, to hear the facts of the dispute and issue a ruling. Now, this ruling is legally binding and cannot be appealed in state courts. Now, the reason EOS has created its own arbitration forum, or the EOS Core Arbitration Forum, ECAF, is because without it, there is no way to resolve disputes on EOS. Now, think about this. If a state government were to approach the EOS blockchain or block producers and ask them to do something, we would ignore them, because EOS does not recognize any particular set of laws. It is decentralized across the world. Now, for arbitration to occur, we need one of two things. First, we need consent by both parties prior to an agreement to arbitrate. And second, we need consent from both parties under which rules to arbitrate. This is why in the Constitution, both arbitration and ECAF is mentioned. This is the binding contract, or the prior consent to a dispute. Now, many people don't know that ECAF has no power in EOS. It's the arbitrator who is actually issuing a ruling based on the facts of the case. Now, who gives that arbitrator power? You do. Arbitrators have no power without the consent of the parties to a dispute, and consent is given by agreeing to the EOS constitution. We all do this once we own EOS tokens on the mainnet. Now, EOS New York is working to improve this system and will be presenting proposals to the community over the coming weeks. See you next time.
Welcome. Today we're going to talk about ECAF and why it's so important. Ni hao, I'm Vahid Tusi from EOS Sweden. So EOS is a governed blockchain, right? Which means we have rules and laws on how one should act on the blockchain. Let me give you a small and very simplified example. Person A sends person B tokens and in return wants a picture of a cute kitten, EOSLAOMAO. Instead, he gets a picture of an ugly cat, EOSMAO. So that's not really what they agreed on according to person B, which says, I wanted a cute kitten, instead I got an ugly cat. And person A is saying, it's your problem. They now have a conflict. What do? On other blockchains, what they do is nothing. They just suck it up and next time you'll be careful. However, on EOS, we have something called ECAF, EOS Core Arbitration Forum, which is the named arbitration forum in the version 1 constitution. And ECAF is the main body tasked with resolving disputes between token holders on the network. So going back to our example, hopefully ECAF will be able to say whether the kitten was cute enough and who is right or wrong, and after that carry out an order for the block producers to enforce. I mean, this is all obviously very simplified, but this is the core essence of a governed blockchain. And as the ecosystem grows, we will see more and more arbitration forums being created and more arbitrators will join to serve the network. We will not only have one arbitration forum, we will have many. Thank you.
Hey, so I'm going to give a quick update on the status of the EOS Core Arbitration Forum, or ECAF. Currently, ECAF is running and issuing rulings to the block producers, and they have been since day one of the EOS mainnet. Some people think that they don't have authority to do so, but they have been given this authority through the Constitution, specifically Article 9, which has been live on the EOS mainnet since day one. If you want some more information about them, visit eoscorearbitration.io or check out forums.eosgo.io, which is where they've been putting out most of the information about who are the interim arbitrators, who are the people behind ECAF, how are the arbitrators chosen, how will arbitrators be chosen in the future going forward, and what are the rules of dispute resolution, also known as the RDR, that they abide by. They're currently running on volunteer time, so it's very important that we get the worker proposal system up and running as soon as possible and get these guys funded. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Joseph from EOSAsia. Today the topic is ECAF. ECAF stands for EOS Core Arbitration Forum. Chances are that if you are in EOS for more than 1 month, you've heard about ECAF. In fact, in the last month, the EOS ecosystem had some turbulence. Part of it is related to the status of the EOS governance situation. At the moment, ECAF is the main arbitration forum that's mentioned in the EOS constitution. And arbitration is the system needed by EOS to resolve disputes. We all know that we have experienced issues in relation to the governance layer. This is to be expected, as we're experimenting with new theories that have never been tried before. The system is still being bootstrapped, and we're making fast improvements and learning from everything that happens. Block producers are confident that EOS is going to achieve its full potential once we optimize the governance layer and introduce features like the referendum, the worker proposal system, and inter-blockchain communication.
Hello, this is Roman of Crypto Lions, and I am making this video in Shanghai, China. So, who is ECAF and can there be more than one ECAF? ECAF stands for EOS Core Arbitration Forum. It is the dispute resolution organization mentioned in the current version of the EOS Constitution. Just like a court system resolves disputes in a country, ECAF resolves disputes in the EOS community. And it is the default choice, so everybody is free to make an agreement and specify a different organization, but if none is specified, then the default goes to ECAF. Can there be more than one ECAF? This is a little bit of a tricky question because there is disagreement right now over how ECAF should be organized. To me, it seems like ECAF is going to evolve into sort of an umbrella organization, and underneath there will be many individual arbitrators. So it's still one thing, but there will be sort of a competitive system inside of it. But pay attention to this because it's an evolving part of the ecosystem. The last important thing is that block producers look to ECAF to execute important actions like blocking an account or freezing certain types of transactions. Everybody seems to agree that it's a good balance of power to have the block producers only executing decisions and for a different organization, ECAF, making those decisions.
ECAF 呢，全称就叫做 EOS Core Arbitration Forum， 简单翻译一下就是 EOS 核心仲裁论坛。ECAF 呢是在 EOS Constitution 里面规定的，在解决纠纷这一节定义的。这节规定呢，任何 EOS 系统内的纠纷都应该由ECAF 中的仲裁员来解决。ECAF 呢可以说是 EOS 这条号称自带链上治理功能的这么一条公链的一个核心功能。既然 EOS 有链上治理，那么一旦真的出现了纠纷，到底该由谁来负责处理纠纷？那么在 EOS 这条链上，答案就是 ECAF。但是大家都知道 ，EOS 在治理方面并没有跟上主网上线的步伐。对于 Constitution 中规定的 ECAF 到底指的是什么，每个人都有自己不同的理解。比如说，有些人认为ECAF 未来应该是一个 default 默认的仲裁论坛，任何没有指定仲裁组织的 DApp 都应该默认走 ECAF 进行仲裁。另一些人呢则持反对意见，他们认为没有显示指定仲裁组织的 DApp 呢都应该默认认为是没有仲裁功能的。一个个 DApp 呢就像一块一块自由的飞地，聚集了一群一群认同不同规则的人。在 EOS 社区内的一些在治理方面特别活跃的人，比如说 Thomas Cook 的帮助下呢，第一个 ECAF 组织在主网上线之后不久就出现了，并且至今已经连续发出了4个 blacklist order， 供 BP 呢用作黑名单参考，帮助很多用户呢避免了资金的损失。但是 ECAF 是不是只能有一个呢？其实并不是这样的，社区内更多的共识是 ECAF 是 EOS 上仲裁组织的一个统称，未来会是一个自由竞争的市场。不同的 DApp 呢可以指定自己的仲裁组织，任何在 DApp 内部发生的纠纷都应该由 DApp 指定的仲裁组织来进行仲裁。其实呢，华文社区其实也已经形成了一个名叫 EMAC 的社区。这个社区目前主要做一些仲裁员的培训以及治理方面的讨论这些工作。值得一提的是呢，最近 EMAC 的2名仲裁员候选人已经成功的被 ECAF 吸收为正式的 ECAF 仲裁员，这将非常有利于华文社区纠纷的解决。但是 EMAC 未来有没有可能演化出跟 ECAF 竞争的仲裁组织呢？个人感觉是很有可能的。关于治理呢，中文社区的 EOS 深圳、EOS Pacific 等等这些节点做了很多深入的研究和工作，也输出了很多高质量的内容。EMAC 社区呢，最开始也是由 EOS Pacific 逐渐牵头组织起来的。但总体来看，中文节点对治理的兴趣并没有那么的浓厚。但是我想说的是，想要跟上 EOS 的演进，除了技术上不能落下之外呢，治理也是重要的一环，值得大家投入更多的精力。那么关于 ECAF 呢，就先讲这么多。我是来自 EOSLAOMAO 节点的赵瑜，谢谢大家。
好的，感谢节点们的分享。想必你现在对 ECAF 有所了解了。今后如果在使用 DApp 时发生纠纷，你可以向你所信任的 ECAF 提起诉讼，维护自己的权益。我们的节目每周2播出，欢迎你给我们留言，我们会收集大家所关心的问题， 下周二由节点们来为大家解答。那么我们就下周二见喽，拜拜。
To the great support of EOSLAOMAO, EOSLAOMAO focus on EOS ecology.